Hello everyone, very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Poland and I am beaming out to you on the sand at Little Castaways Beach in Queensland, Australia. Joined today all the way from the US of A is Penny Zenker. Penny, good afternoon or good evening to you?
Good evening. Yeah, good evening.
And where are you hanging out?
I'm in the Philadelphia area, so Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, fourth largest city in the United States.
Yeah, that's big enough. Now, for those of you who have not heard of Penny, I can tell you that her communication style, and no pressure, Penny, but is crisp, it is clean, it is clear. And she really, really, really knows her stuff. She is also an interactive best-selling author, actually an interactive public speaker, I should say, a best-selling international author. She's passionate about helping people reach new levels of success by thinking and acting more strategically. Her experience includes building and selling a multi-million-dollar business, managing business turnarounds, living abroad for 16 years, works for 5 years as Tony Robbins as a business coach, which means that for 5 years she didn't get any sleep. She will challenge... Because I've done that stuff. She will challenge you to think late night with Tony, right? Late night with Tony. She will challenge you to think differently and inspire you to be your best. Her easy to understand frameworks, which is what I love about what you do, Penny, makes implementation faster and simpler and easier. So let's get into the real oil, Penny. I'm going to put your feet to the fire for 7 minutes. Your time starts now. Question number one is, who's your ideal client?
My ideal client are really entrepreneurs. People who wear multiple hats and are looking to get to their next level of success.
And question two, what's the problem you solve?
Well, it's really time management, priority management, and all that is encompassed in that. Distractions, procrastination, perfectionism, stress.
And if someone has this problem, this is question three, what are the typical symptoms that people will be experiencing when they've got that problem that they have not yet solved?
Well, what I find is people are typically stuck in their business, like at a plateau, and they can't get past that. And also they're busy, but they're not making progress. They're not focusing on the right things to grow their business. They're going to be overworked, stressed out. They even might have high employee turnover and things like that from over functioning and pushing people away.
Is it kind of like that their level of activity and busyness got them to a certain revenue level, but they're stuck there?
Yeah, exactly. Our strategies of what we've done to this point, they got us to a certain level, but we have to start thinking differently to get beyond that, and we have to manage our time differently. We need to prioritize and really think and act more strategically.
Okay, so let's take a person who's an entrepreneur. They've been growing their business. They're doing pretty well financially, but they've hit a ceiling and they know there's more upside. They know that they are unfocused, that they are not caring and paying enough attention to the very important things that are going to get them growing to the next level. And they hit, well, I'm going to do something about this. And they go out there and they try stuff, but from your experience, looking back, that stuff they're trying isn't going to work. Tell us about some of those common mistakes that people make to fix the problem before they get to you. Five minutes left, sorry.
Absolutely. So, what's happening is that the first thing that people are doing is, because they're frantic, is they're reaching for the next technology. And they think that that's going to be their solution. But it's not. And that's why they don't get consistent results with it. They'll use it for a little while and then they'll toss it out and they'll look for the next thing and they'll go, that doesn't work.
So true.
Right? That doesn't work. Well, it's not that doesn't work. It's that you have to change your thinking first. So we have to shift from tactical thinking to strategic thinking, and then we have to shift the way that we think so that we can apply any of those tools in the best way. And there's no one size fits all. So they think that this is going to be the solution, and that doesn't work. So they go in with that mindset that this is one size fits all, and it's a process that they need to work into, and it's not an overnight fix. And also, I would say another common mistake that people are making is they're not slowing down, right? Tactically, it's do, and that is important. And that's the first law of motion, right? From Newton, is that, an object in motion stays in motion. However, the second law is about acceleration. And in order to do that, we have to slow down just a bit so that we can reflect, because the biggest point for me in terms of hitting acceleration is around fast feedback, is that we have to take the time to take a look at what's working and what's not working, and make the adjustments and adaptations, and then we can really soar and accelerate. But people aren't doing that, so they're in motion, and then they're busy but not productive and not getting the results that they want.
It sounds like a prospect, a friend of mine, also a marketing guy, who was called into a kitchen builder's business. He was only converting 3 out of every 100 quotes.
Oh,
and
wow.
Alan, my friend, said to him, okay, so what's happening with the 97 that aren't buying? And the guy said, how should I know? I'm too busy doing quotes.
Exactly. Right?
Kind of like that.
So that's a perfect example. He's not stopping to look at the feedback to understand what's not working.
So question 5, 2 minutes 43 left. What is one valuable free action that an audience member can implement that will take them one step towards solving this problem? Probably not going to take the whole problem away, but it's going to take them one step.
Well, so I would say it's, to stay on the same theme, is if it's to slow down and take a look at what's working and what's not working, is to just add that into your schedule, to plan time for it, so that on a weekly basis, if, daily maybe that's too much for some people, but at least on a weekly basis to sit down and take a look what worked this week and what didn't work, just like you said, whether it's in your sales prospecting, if it's, going to relate to conversions, and look at it in relation to that end goal, what the objective is.
Right.
It is conversions is the objective, right? If you're out there selling, it's not just the number of appointments that you have, it's the number of conversions that you're making. And where you're going to make the most bang for your buck is increasing conversions.
And also around value delivery, feedback loops and value delivery. So we're clear throughout the value delivery the work we do with clients at every point as to what's being valued and what's not being valued maybe. So, okay. So just 90 seconds left. Question 6, one valuable free resource that you can direct people to that will further help in solving this problem.
So what I'd like to offer your audience is a distraction assessment, because one of the things that we don't stop and look at is the myriad of distractions that are keeping us from our attention and our focus. So if they go to bit.ly/distraction assessment, they can get access to that, and it'll tell them whether they're a time zombie, whether they're a hamster or a squirrel. And the cool thing is that they'll identify with greater awareness what's distracting them and what categories they fall under. So giving it some more structure will help them to take greater ownership to eliminate those distractions.
Brilliant. Absolutely. What a brilliant idea. So question 7, we've got a whole 35 seconds left. From all your years of experience, what is the most valuable free tip that you can give people?
Well, I think I'm just going to go to the third law of motion, since I mentioned the first two. And that is basically that every action has an opposite reaction. So the way that we can deal with that is to simplify things. So take our goals and then to break it down into its smallest piece. So if you have a goal for the year, break it down into monthly goals, into weekly goals, into daily goals. And then you have those SMART goals, specific, measurable, accountable, realistic, and time-driven, that you can go with on a daily basis.
Thank you, Penny Zenker. Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.